Episode of Josh Lee Vent Station. As this time, as you can tell, I'm gonna have some little background stuff to entertain you by as I rant about the playoffs. Don't really have gameplay to show, but anyways, here I go. So we already know what happened. The Roval happened. Final race of the round of 12. More playoff nonsense. It is what it is. Now, the thing about it, where do I even start? I didn't see this from the beginning. It's the usual when it's Sunday and I got church to go to, but it is what it is. A lot of crazy stuff happens near the end of the race anyway, and that's kind of what matters. In fact, the ending is kind of the relevant part here, not even the start. So, let's talk about it. So, for starters, I knew for sure Bubba Wallace wouldn't stand a chance. He would have had to have the perfect day, which I knew wasn't going to happen given how he is at road courses. His best shot was probably to be up front at the end, possibly, but even then, that was a stretch. He was basically like minus 30 throughout the whole race. Cedric still no shot. I'm not sure how much of that is his fault. I'd have to look back at the other two races in the round of 12. But, yeah, there's that. Reddick, he was on pole. I don't know what happened. So, I thought he had some sort of shot, but I guess not. Let's see. Chastain and Logano is the main topic. Logano's stupid face, man. He pissed me off with one of his comments. What was it? Some of the playoffs saying not sure he doesn't know how people hate it. It's like, Joey, you don't seem to understand that your performances are not what people look for in a champion. Like, at all. Especially last year. What was his average finish? Like 17 point something? It was like 17 something. 17, 18, one or the other. It was I know for sure Joey's average finish was worse than 15th. I just don't know how bad it was. Off the top of my head. I just know it was worse than 15th. Like, Joey, you're just no. Heck, even in this race, the only reason things went Joey's way at the end is because Chastain, I don't know, just dropped like a rock in the final two laps. Like, all Chastain had to do was maintain position. He couldn't even do that. Which honestly don't know what the issue was there. But like I said, like, Logano pushed a few guys out the way. But other than that, Logano didn't even have to do anything. Like, there wasn't much Logano could do. Aside from moving like two guys with like 8 to go. I forgot who the two cars were. But he did move two guys out the way, like coming to like the line with like 8 to go or so. I forgot who it was. You have to find it to know what I'm talking about. But essentially, yeah, like, Logano basically, like, it was basically up to how Chastain did. Like, dude was just not. It's just, I don't know. It ticks me off, like, to no end. Especially this one. This race especially. Like, I'm not sure Logano's gonna win the title again. I hope he doesn't. But if he does, that's just more proof of the playoffs sucking. But let's talk about Chastain, and this is gonna be interesting. So, Ross Chastain, this guy, oh my gosh, this guy, he keeps on going. He keeps on going. I gotta be honest. Oh man, I was laughing. I was like laughing like crazy when he did what he did. I was surprised. Like, I knew he was gonna try and push Denny out of the way. I just didn't think it looked that like erratic, if that makes sense. The way he just sent him off, and the fact that he just sent himself off too. But then him trying to reverse, that was awesome. That was honestly an awesome moment. And honestly, guys, for anyone who calls this stupid, because I know people out there are gonna call this stupid. Is this like, what's telling Chastain not to do something like that to Denny? You know what I mean? What's telling him not to? Actually, now that I think about it, if Ross actually, like, pulled it off, he probably would have gotten, especially at that trajectory, let's assume Chastain didn't spin around with Hamlin. At that trajectory, I feel like NASCAR would have docked Chastain because that looked a little bit dangerous at the direction he took out Hamlin. Like, if they were going a little bit faster, I feel like Hamlin could have been sent up into the wall. But I might be exaggerating. But either way, it's like, You gotta set some sort of precedent, some sort of standard. There are certain ways to take people out. That isn't it. That's probably a safety issue, especially with what we know with these cars. It's like, would you want to chance it? These cars like surprise people with how they hurt people, with how they hurt drivers. But so yeah, assuming Chastain's plan actually works, he probably wouldn't be penalized anyway, depending on what happened to Hamlin. And I wouldn't blame NASCAR for that. Actually, no, I still would, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's in NASCAR's right to just, to do that, especially if everyone... Basically, it'd be deemed dangerous, yeah, pretty much. But the thing is, with this system, it's like, I know Chastain... There's kind of on Chastain for, just falling back like he did. And at the same time, just, gotta do what it takes. These guys do whatever it takes. It's just in driver's instincts to just try to pull off some crazy miracles in order to make it to the next round of the playoffs. I mean, we see desperation even in a full-on season points format, but it's never this crazy because there's never that big of an urgency, if that makes sense. Like, how do I put this? Like, I don't know. Like, some guys will probably be desperate in a full season points format. Some of them will probably be desperate with a few races to go, depending on their position. But it probably wouldn't be as crazy because there's not this urgency of being eliminated from contention, or at least in the sense of the playoffs, if that makes sense. The fact that there's a full-blown, points cut-off, a points reset cut-off thing in the first place. You know what I mean? It's really annoying. Points still, the points still kind of matter, but it's like, there are points resets after every round, so kind of not really. It's really annoying. I don't understand our mindset. It doesn't help that some of these guys, some of the guys that really benefit from the playoffs, so of course they're going to praise it. Logano got 3 championships that way. And I don't even know which one's more legitimate. 2022... Wait. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember his 2018 title, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But 2024 was the most offensive because of his stats. Jeez. It really is the most offensive. Heck, the whole weight thing. I still don't get the thing with NASCAR and the weight thing. But whatever. It's whatever. Whatever the circumstance was, that was straight up, I don't know. What else do I say about it? I'm very much a broken record, because there's a lot of guys who think like me. There's a lot of guys who basically say the same things I do, or at least similar things. I tend to be, at least I think I'm unique with my answers. I don't know, but I know there are plenty of people who are basically saying what I'm saying, but are probably explaining it a lot better than I ever can. So I don't know what to tell you, but this battle, man. This battle for a title. Actually, I'll just look this up as I'm recording this. Stinging nose, man. It's been bugging me all day. Nothing I can do about it. Just that time of year, switches to fall, and it gets me ill a bit, but it'll pass. So looking at I can't speak. Looking at the top 8 right now. So basically, Hamlin up top, where he should be. I think he's been the best throughout, I guess. Ryan Blaney, not far. Kyle Larson. So basically, Hamlin, I'm not sure about Blaney. Well, Blaney has 3 wins, so I guess so. Larson got 3 wins. Byron, I don't know how I feel. He's been alright. Christopher Bell, 4 wins in a year. And I think he won, Bristol in the playoffs. Bell has speed. He just needs a bit more consistency. Just a bit more. And Chase Elliott, as much as I hate to admit it, I don't know. He benefited from Hamlin's stupid mistakes. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's really annoying. I don't get why NASCAR thinks it's a good thing to have that kind of factor. I don't get it. It's what, and not only that, that's not even the worst part. The worst part is, what's to stop the young guys in the truck series? Because I know I've seen plenty of YouTubers complain about how the guys in the Truck Series run. I was gonna say ARCA, but they don't have the playoff system, so I'm not gonna talk about that. The desperation isn't there. That's just down to inexperience in ARCA. As for trucks, it's a mix of both. The lack of experience, lack of respect, because of the lack of experience, and of course, mixed in with that playoff desperation. Of course, you're gonna get that Hocevar moment from 2023. So people might blame Hocevar, but at the end of the day, like Hocevar's stupid mistakes and Heim's stupid mistakes from that same race in 2023 is part of a bigger. It's part of a bigger picture. It's part of a bigger problem. It's not just down to Hocevar being Hocevar. Even though Hocevar is still doing Hocevar things currently, but still, like, it's not down to just Hocevar doing stupid things. Or Taylor Gray. Well, actually, Taylor Gray hasn't really been stupid in trucks, but, like, just any, like, Truck Series drivers that piss you off, that would piss you guys off, or whatever, especially in the playoffs, it's not just a matter of them. Like, with what we just saw with Chastain, despite how cool that looked from, like, to see Chastain do that, and then go in reverse, it's like, what's to stop Chastain, or no, what's to stop, like, a guy like Ty Majeski or Kane Honeycutt from doing that kind of move? I don't think they have any more road course on the schedule. Then again, I haven't checked trucks properly, so maybe they do have one more, I'm not sure. But even not counting road course, they can still do that kind of desperation move on another track. I don't know what's coming next for trucks, I just know that playoffs are still going on for them. And just know that, like, let's just stop Kane Honeycutt. Especially when, like, how he's in the playoffs right now. I don't even think Honeycutt's won a race. It's just the fact that he's driving in place of Stuart Friesen, who was locked in the playoffs before his bad crash in Canada in a dirt race. And I guess they had Honeycutt take his playoff spot because Honeycutt was running full-time anyway. So it kind of makes sense, but not sure how that works, but whatever. Point is, let's stop Honeycutt from trying to do that. You know what I mean? I know, like, and Honeycutt, like, people don't really have bad things to say about Honeycutt, but, like, what if he starts to do something like that? Because, like, it's not even a matter of the guys we hate, it's a matter of, like, even the guys who are well-liked, some of them will, like, you'll see some of them try stuff like that. Like, I don't know what to say, like, who else can I name off? Who else can I name off in trucks? Like a young guy. I don't know. Jake Garcia? He's probably eliminated already. But I feel like Jake probably would have been inspired. Or some other young guy probably would have been inspired. So, like, yeah. This is essentially, I don't know. Like, at this point, the way I see it, I just want to see, like, I want to see his playoffs crumble. And I mean crumble in the sense of, like, this is the absolute dumbest stuff happens in a round of 8. The absolute dumbest stuff. It's like I almost want someone to get really stupid desperate and start doing more desperate stuff to expose the playoffs. I know that sounds cruel, but I feel like that's bound to happen. I mean, we're already stretching with Chastain doing that. We're already stretching it. And then again, well, actually, we were already stretching with Austin Dillon just trying to get into the playoffs last year. So that just goes to show, like, even the best of the best. Well, I mean, Austin Dillon being the best of it, Austin Dillon's a veteran. He knows better. Like, even like Austin Dillon, even though he's not sort of best of the best, he knows better, or he should have known better by now. Because 10 years in the Cup Series still making me feel old. I'll never let that go. But yeah, like. That's just how it is. Like, it's hard to explain, but yeah, I've been rambling off. You know how I feel about it. The race was pretty fun. Another SVG when I forgot to mention SVG all this time. But yeah, whatever. Like, the whole SVG part about the playoffs has already been sort of done to death on my end, I feel like. It is what it is. We already know what it is. Nothing stupid happened at SVG's end. We all knew he was going to win. It was just a matter of how he would do in the first round, which wasn't ideal at all. So, it is what it is. Like, SVG being where he was in the playoffs isn't his fault. He didn't do anything stupid to win. Like, he's just that fast. He just wins at road courses all the time. Because of the system, he wound up in the playoffs. With actually a decent amount of playoff points because of all those wins. So, yeah. This probably won't be... I hope this is the last time I talk. It's not going to be the last time I talk about the playoffs. It won't even be the last time, like, next week. And next week, whatever the next race is going to be, I think it's Vegas, I'm going to try and not talk about it. Or, like, the problems of the playoffs. I'll try not to. But it'll be inevitable, especially if someone tries some desperation move. If Joe Logano tries a desperation, because Logano is not new to doing desperation moves in the playoffs. That's how he got into the Final Four in 2018 and won a championship. Desperation move on Truex at Martinsville. So, like, saying how, and Joey Logano's right, man. It creates drama, creates storylines. But not in a good way. Because it just leads to more brain-dead decisions, and then it'll lead to guys fuming for what? At least with Boyer and Gordon 2012, I mean, Gordon didn't have a shot at all at that point, but, like, Gordon Boyer 2012, like, it was a straight points battle. And honestly, that's just a matter of Jeff Gordon getting revenge on Boyer from something else earlier. So, I don't know, the point is, I'm just rambling off, you could tell, because that didn't make sense, but, yeah, like, it just goes, I don't know. This will never end, by the way. I don't know. Like, I haven't really followed any news about potentially scrapping playoffs. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. We could wish all we want, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not until some absolutely, like, stupid happens. And I mean more stupid than what we've seen already. Because we have, like, 10 years of receipts when talking about the stupidity of the playoffs. 10, 11 years, actually, because this format was started in 2014. So, yeah, I guess that's it on my end. Not much else to say. So, yeah, that's about it for me. Rant over.